one of the short Percy Jackson stories is going to be in an anthology called Guys Read, which is a great series that kind of try to find stories that boys will want to read as well as girls. Because sometimes, and I know this having two sons myself, sometimes it's hard to find books that the guys really want to get into. And this is one of the stories that'll be in that collection. This also marks the return, for the first time since Percy Jackson and the Olympians, of Grover Underwood, the satyr. And the title is Percy Jackson and the Singer of Apollo. And I'm going to read you just the first part here. I know what you're going to think, what you're going to ask. Percy Jackson, why are you hanging from a Times Square billboard without your pants on, about to fall to your death? You can blame Apollo, god of music, archery, and poetry. Also, the god of making me do stupid quests. This particular disaster started when I brought my friend Grover some aluminum cans for his birthday. Perhaps I should mention, I'm a demigod. My dad, Poseidon, is Lord of the Sea, which sounds cool, I guess, but mostly it means my life is filled with monster attacks and annoying Greek gods that tend to pop up on the subway, or in the middle of math class, or when I'm taking a shower. Long story, don't ask. I figured maybe I'd get the day off from the craziness for Grover's birthday, but of course, I was wrong. Grover and his girlfriend, Juniper, were spending the day in Prospect Park in Brooklyn, doing nature-y stuff like dancing with the tree nymphs and serenading the squirrels. Grover's a satyr, that's his idea of fun. Anyway, we hung out for a little while, talking and enjoying the nice weather. Grover was happily munching on his aluminum cans, while the nymphs started discussing what party games we should play. Grover pulled a blindfold out of his pocket and suggested pin the tail on the human. Which made me kind of nervous, since I was the only human. And then, without warning, the sunlight brightened. The air turned uncomfortably hot. 20 feet away, the grass hissed, and a cloud of steam whooshed up like somebody opening a big pressing machine at a laundromat. The steam cleared, and standing in front of us was the god Apollo. Now, gods can look like anything they want, but Apollo always seemed to go for that I just graduated from a boy band look. Today he was rocking pencil-thin jeans, a white muscle shirt, and gilded Ray-Ban sunglasses. His wavy blonde hair glistened with product. When he smiled, the dryad squealed and giggled. "Oh no," Grover said, "this can't be good." "Percy Jackson," Apollo beamed at me. "And, your goat friend." "His name is Grover," I said, "and we're kind of off-duty, Lord Apollo. It's Grover's birthday." "Happy birthday," Apollo said. "I'm so glad you're taking the day off. That means you two have time to help me with a little problem." Naturally, the problem was not little. When we got to the edge of the woods, Apollo faced me. "Allow me to introduce the Chrysicheicheidones." He snapped his fingers, more steam erupted from the ground, and 3 golden women appeared in front of us. And when I say golden, I mean they were literally gold. Their metallic skin glittered. Their sleeveless gowns were made from enough gilded fabric to finance a bailout. Now, I'd seen living statues, automatons before. Beautiful or not, they almost always tried to kill me. I took a step back. "What did you say these were again? Chrissy Kelly something?" "Chrysicheicheidones," Apollo said. "Golden singers. They're my backup band." I glanced at Grover, wondering if this was some kind of joke. Grover wasn't laughing. His mouth hung open in amazement, as if the golden ladies were the biggest, tastiest aluminum cans he'd ever seen. "You're beautiful." Apollo smiled. "Well, it's been a few centuries since I brought them out. Now, they only come out for special occasions." Grover got teary-eyed. "You brought them out for my birthday?" "No, you fool. I've got a concert tonight on Mount Olympus. Everybody's going to be there. The 9 Muses are opening, and I'm performing a mix of my old favorites and some new material. The 9 Muses are opening. It's going to be great. You know, I'm doing okay with my solo career, but people will expect to hear some of my classic hits with the girls. Daphne on My Mind, Stairway to Olympus, Sweet Home Atlantis. It's going to be awesome." I tried not to look nauseous. I'd heard Apollo's poetry before, and if his music was that bad, this concert was going to blow harder than Aeolus the Wind God. "Great," I said half-heartedly. "So what's the problem?" Apollo's smile faded. "Listen, He waved to his golden singers, raising his hand like a conductor, and on cue, they all sang in harmony. It was only one chord, but it filled me with bliss. I felt like I was floating out of my shoes. That was amazing, I said. Amazing? Apollo wrinkled his nose. There are only 3 of them. Their harmonies are empty. I can't perform without the whole quartet. Grover was weeping with joy. They're perfect. Apollo crossed his arms. They're not perfect, Mr. Satyr. I need all 4. This concert's going to be ruined. Unfortunately, my 4th Celadon went rogue this morning. I can't find her anywhere. I looked at the 3 automatons. How does a backup singer go rogue? They're out of warranty, the god explained. Hephaestus made them for me back in the old days, and they worked fine, and then the day after their 2,000-year warranty expired, naturally, wham, the 4th one goes haywire, runs off to the big city. He gestured in the general direction of Manhattan. Of course, I tried to complain to Hephaestus, but he's all like, well, did you buy the Protection Plus package? And I'm like, I didn't want your stupid extended warranty. And he acts as if it's my fault that the Celadon broke, and he says if I brought the Plus package, I'd have a dedicated service hotline, but whoa, I said. So if you know where your Celadon is, why can't you just go get her? I don't have time, I gotta practice. I have to write a set list, do sound checks. Besides, that's what heroes are for. Running the gods' errands, I said. Exactly. Apollo spread his hands. Now, I assume the missing Celadon's roaming the theater district looking for some place to audition. I'm sure without me around, she probably thinks she's the next Hannah Montana. You 2 need to get her before she causes any problems, and hurry. The concert's tonight, and Manhattan is a large place. Grover tugged his goatee. So you want us to find her while you do sound checks? Think of it as a favor, Apollo said. Not just for me, for all those mortals in Manhattan. Oh, Grover said. Oh, no. What? I said. What, oh, no? Percy, he said, if that Celadon starts singing in public, in the middle of afternoon rush hour, she'll cause no end of havoc, Apollo said. She might sing a love song, or a lullaby, or a patriotic war tune, and whatever the mortals hear. I imagined a rogue Celadon bursting into song in the middle of Manhattan, putting people to sleep, making them fall in love, urging them to fight. Okay, she's got to be stopped, I said. But why us? I like you, Apollo said. Besides, you faced the sirens before. This isn't too different. Just put some wax in your ears. Your friend Grover's a satyr. He's got resistance to music magic. Plus, he can play the lyre. What lyre? I said. Apollo snapped his fingers, and suddenly Grover was holding the weirdest musical instrument I'd ever seen. The bass was a hollowed-out tortoise shell, which made me feel really bad for the tortoise. 2 polished wooden arms stuck up on one side like bull horns, with a bar across the top and 7 strings running the length of it. It looked like a combination harp, banjo, and dead turtle. Oh, Grover almost dropped the lyre. I couldn't, this is your... Yep, Apollo agreed. That's my own personal lyre. Of course, if you damage it, I'll incinerate you. But I'm sure you'll be careful. You can play the lyre, right? Grover plucked a few tones that sounded like a funeral dirge. Keep practicing, Apollo said. You'll need the magic of the lyre to help capture the Celadon. Have Percy distract her while you play. Distract her? I said. This quest was sounding worse and worse. I didn't see how we were going to capture this golden automaton, but Apollo clapped me on the shoulder like everything was settled. Excellent, he said. I'll meet you at the Empire State Building at sunset. Bring me the Celadon, one way or the other. I'll persuade Hephaestus to fix her. Just don't be late. I can't keep my audience waiting. And then the sun god and his golden backup singers disappeared in a cloud of steam. Happy birthday to me, Grover said, and plucked a sour note on the lyre. And that's the beginning of Percy Jackson and the Singer. Thanks for letting me use you guys' guinea pigs and try that out. So you'll see it in print next year. But right now, I would love to hear questions.